Like, that looks awesome, right? Never had an aerial camera. Hi. Hi, I'm Eric Kim. I'm a cooking columnist for the New York Times. I'm really excited to show you my Gochujang Caramel Cookie. This recipe is sort of an evolution of the M&M cookie from last year, which is a cookie that I developed from all my learnings from that sugar cookie. So I think this one is a culmination of all of that. One of my favorite flavors is brown sugar caramel toffee with like miso or doenjang or gochujang. I also used to not really like gochujang that much because I thought it was sweet, too sweet, but it's perfect for a cookie. If you're the type of person who wants to bake in order to eat the thing very soon, then this is the recipe for you. We got brown sugar, gochujang. Out of your stick of butter, you're gonna take out 1 tablespoon of it, add it to your brown sugar mixture. What's really important is that your butter is room temperature. It needs to be soft. Just go to town, like stir it together. It's gonna become this like paste. You see how it's already like changing colors? I don't think I've ever developed a recipe that has this color. I didn't know how much I loved it. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's enough. It's all you need. So the rest of the butter, that's 7 tablespoons. Got some sugar here. Some sugar. Coarse kosher salt is my preferred salt. The egg really does need to be room temperature. I actually learned this from Vaughn. I think he said it in a video once. If you don't have room temperature eggs, you take it and put it in a bowl of hot tap water and just let it kind of come to temperature. And I've started doing that lately because who remembers to take things out ahead of time, you know? But the butter does need to be soft. And then vanilla, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. If your butter is soft enough, this comes together really easily. I do call for whipping it for, you know, at least 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Make sure that looks pretty like smooth. That's gonna result in a really nice cookie. I stir in the baking soda now so that it mixes in evenly. One thing you do need to do though is make sure you're adding the right amount of flour. I don't have my measuring cups out because there's no point when you have a scale. This is how I would do it at home. And now just fold it in until it's incorporated. It's almost like you're rubbing it in, really. I'm gonna actually just chill this now. Just the time it takes for the oven to preheat, to be honest. And so that's about 15 minutes. Not very long. You don't want it to be too hard because then you can't fold the thing in later. But just put this in the fridge. So, it looks great. It's important for this dough to be like slightly chilled just so that you have more distinct lines. It's taken me a few times to get this right, but plop, you know, like 3 or 4 little blobs into your dough. My goal here is to get like ribbons of gochujang caramel because it just looks really awesome when it bakes. I found that doing long strokes is important, like full circle movements, like you're folding. I think I'm gonna stop there. If I mixed it anymore, you wouldn't get the distinction between the gochujang and the cookie. You don't wanna like mix it too much while you're doing the scooping because we work so hard for these distinctions. You know, see, that looks great. This is the perfect size. It's like a bakery style size for them to bake and have the perfect proportion of like chewy, almost crisp edge and like softer molten, but still very like chewy inside. It's like the perfect texture. Over the pandemic, my mom, she had been saving this jar of gochujang. It was gochujang that my grandma made before she passed away like 10 years ago. She brought it out at dinner one night to surprise my dad. There was no crying, but he did say, wow, I didn't think I would ever have that taste again. And homemade gochujang is really different. It's just kind of has like a more pure flavor. It's less like salty sweet. For these cookies, don't use 10-year-old grandma gochujang. You should use store-bought for something like this. Pack it. You want to pack it so that the top looks like nice. I found that you get about 8 cookies. There's usually 1 straggler. So what I'm actually gonna do, this is my cookie. I'm gonna like gather it all. And what I actually do is I then keep this in the freezer or the fridge, and it's my cookie for whenever I want it sometime. Thank you. I'm really excited because they look amazing. I'm really proud of these. created these incredible like tectonic plates. The baking soda causes the dough to rise, and it's when they deflate that they create this incredible texture. These are meant to be like flat kind of bakery style cookies, you know? Oh, I love the gochujang butter on the bottom. Are you guys ready for cookies? Okay, I just want to show you the back side too. I like the little bubbles. You can kind of see, it's almost like honeycomb. That's how you know it's going to be like really chewy. Mmm. That part's like caramel, you know, like candy. Pretty spicy. And I just like how chewy it is. It's so like crisp at the edges, but chewy on the inside, and I like the heat a lot. Oh!
We have a cookie box for you.
Oh my god. You know what's really special about this? The first cookie week we ever did, maybe it was like a couple of years ago. All of us were meeting for the first time, I think. It was like over the pandemic. I filmed mine at my mom's house. I like that we have this like annual thing that we do now, and everyone kind of comes up with a cookie, and it's such a special box. And I happen to know who everyone is. It's like all of us in a box. This is Vaughn written all over it. I know that Genevieve was working on this, very good. Oh, actually, I think I don't know who did what. Okay, I have to guess. Suli versus Sola. Oh, this feels like a very Suli cookie, and this is like a Sola cookie, right? What you take from this video is that you don't have to come up with a new thing every year. This cookie is here right now because of the work I did last year and the work before that. I think that's how cooking is. You are changing things here and there. You're learning new things. I hope you're enjoying Cookie Week. Head to nytcooking.com for all of these recipes and more. Happy holidays from all of us at New York Times Cooking.